Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Mi Gente on Air here in the Alpha Media Studios in Saginaw, Michigan. I am your host, Larry Rodarte, and we are coming live streaming so that you can get a taste of Mi Gente on Air live with my guest tonight, who is a Tejano superstar. And we've got Eddie Gonzalez, who's going to be in Saginaw here on May 6th for the Cinco de Mayo, the 44th annual Cinco de Mayo Parade and Festival. And I'm real excited to be able to talk with a superstar from the Tejano heyday, and he's still with us, and he's doing great. And I'm excited that he's going to be coming to Saginaw again. He's returning to Saginaw. I know he's been here at least twice, and it's been many years ago, way back in the 90s and probably in the 2000s, and we're getting him here in 2023. So if you got any questions or concerns, or you just want to make a comment, feel free to do so in the room. As we go out through the night, we got the next 50 minutes with Eddie Gonzalez. Okay, so stay tuned, and we'll be right back starting the show.
Welcome to Mi Gente on Air on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com. Now, here is your host, Larry Rodarte.
Good evening, and I'm back from spring break vacation, enjoying the Florida sun I was, and it's great to be with you here on Mi Gente on Air. And I am your host, Larry Rodarte. The 44th annual Cinco de Mayo celebration in Saginaw is happening on May 6th, and the Great Lakes Bay region is celebrating big with 4 Tejano superstars coming from Tejas to celebrate with us. Eddie Gonzalez, Bobby Polido, Stephanie Montiel, and Gary Hobbs are all coming to the area. That's a lot of incredible talent in music headed to Michigan. And at the Jolt Credit Union Event Park, they will be with us to host all the festivities after the annual parade with food trucks like TNT, Cobb King, Wonderburger, Manny's Barbecue, just to name a few, along with merchandise vendors, international wrestlers, and the ballet folklorico groups from Detroit. Grupo Deseo will also perform. All that excitement, and tonight we kick it off with Mi Gente on Air's Tejano Superstar Series with Eddie Gonzalez. So many hits. Necesito tu, tu, tu. Who remembers that one? Por qué? We've danced his music for so many years. He's rebounded after a hospitalization and survival, and he's with us live streaming to tell his story, talk about his music and life. Please, ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome the one and only Eddie Gonzalez.
Hey, how you doing, y'all? What?
How you doing, Eddie?
Good evening over there. How's the weather?
Well. How's the weather over there in Texas?
Today's kind of cool, breezy, nice, but but tomorrow it'll probably be hot and sticky. But because Texas weather is crazy.
Yeah. We had a beautiful day out here in Michigan. Actually, about 75. It was really it's off season. It's kind of like June weather for us, and we're only in April. So I'm glad we got your Texas weather over here.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
So listen, it's really an honor to have you on Mi Gente on Air. How are you doing? How you feeling these days?
Right now, I'm doing all right. I did go through a lot with that hospitalization stuff, and it was just it was really kind of crazy because I just thought I was just just regular stomach ache. Fix my camera quick because it's kind of like off. Whoa, there we go. there it goes. But I thought it was a stomach ache, right? And turned out to be my large intestine was twisted up all around me, and it was twisted up with my small intestines. And I went in there sepsis and straight up. It took me to the emergency room, and then a month and a half, 2 months later, I woke up.
Wow. And to my listening audience, I just want them to know this is relatively recent. This was in 2020, right when COVID had started. I think it was April, wasn't it? April 2020.
It was around this time. It was Easter time.
Yeah.
When I started feeling the pain, and then I was right about the end of April. Yeah, you're right.
Well, we're so happy you survived it, and you're still with us, and you're performing live and on the stage and doing what you do best. So congratulations. And I want my listeners to understand, we here in the North, we don't always get all the information and stuff that sometimes Texans may be privy to. So I want to start from the beginning. Tell my audience where you're from and your family background.
Okay, cool. My name is Eddie Gonzalez, and I was born in San Antonio, Texas, but I wasn't raised in San Antonio. My parents took us out to the rancho by Pleasanton, Lemming, Texas. So I kind of used to be in from like Lemming, Texas. I always say people I'm from like Lemming because that's where we were raised out there. But born in San Antonio, and I grew up with typical, in this '80s, listening to '80s music, and I guess I was about 11 when I first heard the first Tejano song, and it was from the Mafia. And one of my friends was in the neighborhood introduced me to it, and he showed me a cassette of the Mafia. I said, "Hey, where do you hear this kind of music? I want to hear some more." And he introduced me to the radio station that they had out here, and I was hooked, man. I was hooked to the Tejano music, and you couldn't stop me from singing it. I didn't know what I was singing because I didn't understand Spanish. I just knew that no, y que sí, and that's about it at the time. And if no means no, you're gonna get a chancla in their butt. But see, so I kind of knew those words, a little bit of words that grandpa was showing me, but I would sing that not knowing what I was singing. And but eventually I figured it out, and then I
Wow.
kept on going, and then I ended up one night at a festival. I met this. There was a group playing, and I went up there and sang with them, and these three guys came up to me and said, "Would you like to form our own group?" Yeah, why not? And I was supposed to work at McDonald's, so I called the lady from McDonald's. Hey, I'm not gonna go in there, man. I told my, but it was crazy because my mom and dad that whole night they stayed up. It was during summertime. They stayed up all night. I could hear them arguing, and my mom, she was like, let them do it. My dad didn't want me to do it. It was one of those. Go ask your mom. Go ask your dad. Go ask your mom. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I finally was so upset that I heard him. Finally, my dad came up to the room. He goes, "Hey, is this what you want?" I said, "Yeah, sir." He goes, "You know what this comes with, right?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "No, you don't." But it's just it's like a lot of stuff for you, and you're only what? I was only 13. No, I was 15. 15. I just turned 15. I said, "Yeah, that's what I want." And so I called the guys up. He said, "Okay, go ahead." So at first I called the lady from McDonald's. I said, "I ain't going in. I'm gonna be a lead singer in one of my own band." And then I called the drummer, which was the drummer for Vida. So that's how we formed Vida. And
Wow.
we ended up getting together and sat together in the garage, and we we made posters. At the time, we didn't have no internet like that. We didn't have Facebook or anything like that. Like, so we had to go put them all over the streets and put like signs looking for a accordion player, looking for a bass player, looking for a drummer. No, not me. Looking for a keyboard player. All over music stores, little flyers all over the place. And sorry about that. Yeah, we got the first couple of guys that came on. We were like, "You're hired. You're hired. You're hired. You're hired." Because we didn't, we just wanted a band. We didn't care if they played shit. I'm sorry, we didn't care if they played like real bad or they played great. We just wanted a band. So we ended up probably just getting the first person who actually showed up, and
So
actually we kept them.
this would have been like the 90s, early 90s.
I was 16, so yeah, about 92 around there, 93.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because
So many artists that I do interview that are musicians or they have a band or whatever, they usually come from a musical family, and it sounds like d- your family, like you're the first musician, or how did that work?
no, well, everybody in my family, my sister sings real good. She's shy on stage. My brother, he likes to sing, but he needs no private time. But I think, mom, somewhere in my dad's side of the family on Mexico, there was an uncle that was real famous. His name was Gonzalez, or well, something like it was my grandpa's brother. And I heard that he had his own band music, but only in Mexico he was real famous. But I mean, there's a little bit of music in my family, a line of music. But I think I'm probably the first one who ever really started kicking it off with, just doing something different at Tejano,
Yeah.
with my
Yeah.
style. And it's I mean, if I am the first, then that's great because my daughter, she can sing like crazy. She's an angel. She sings everything. and she's only gonna be 14, I think, no, 15, no, 16. I take it back. She'll be 16, and I didn't know she could sing. And then one day, her mom posted a video of her singing "Los Ay que laureles tan verdes," and I was like, "What? Is that my daughter?" I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "Oh shoot!" So it was kind of a surprising, for me. And started, did the bad thing, started crying, and I said, "Yes, yes." One of them got it. One of them got my root. One of them got it, man.
The talented gene, yes. It's amazing to me. When I look back in the 90s,
Mhm.
I remember going down to the Tejano Music Awards and seeing you there, actually in the back stage with the journalists so that we could interview you guys and stuff. But I think it was really a special time in those 90s, those mid 90s,
Mhm.
what we consider kind of like the heyday of Tejano music, and you were part of that. I mean, it's really,
I was just coming in right when Donald was about. It was just right at the perfect timing. I think that I came
yeah,
in. That Luis Silva from Sony. Well, when I got signed, I was 16. I was the youngest artist in Sony Records to be signed.
wow,
So that was kind of cool. And I remember sitting in the office, and next to me was Oscar de la Mafia from La Mafia. Like he was one of my big idols. That's the first songs I ever heard. And he's sitting there. I'm like, he goes, "Hey, what's up?" And I said, "Are you?" I didn't say what's up. Are you Oscar from the Mafia? He's like, "Yeah." I wanted so bad to ask him for his autograph. And I was like, "I'm an artist. So I'm trying to see if I'm gonna get signed or not." He goes, "Well, good luck." And he gets up and walks in. I was like, "Okay." But hey, I did get signed, But it was like the craziest thing is like I'm getting signed with the label from the guy who I idolized for the group
yeah,
like 2 years ago, and here I am sitting right next to him. I'm like, whoa,
wow.
that was kind
That's
of funny.
a great story. And did you tell Oscar later when you
Oh
actually?
yeah, yeah. He knew already that they were gonna sign me. He just didn't want to let me know.
Uh,
He knew already he was gonna be the youngest, and then like from one day to another, so Sony didn't sign me because they wanted to see me perform. And like I had a meeting with them on Monday, and we had a performance on Sunday. That whole week, somehow, it was like all the other labels found out that there was a young artist that Sony was looking at. So when I went to perform at Rosedale Park here in San Antonio, when I got off stage, I was bombarded by like all the labels. I mean, from Capital EMI, from that those labels were time at the time Hacienda, and of course Sony was there. And I remember Luis Silva. He's just big old tall guy. He's like, nope. He stops at Bob Griever. Everybody, nope, nope, nope. This is my artist. I have him. He's mine. Just like that. That was Luis Silva. You know how he was then. And he goes, you guys, you just go home. He's gonna sign with me because I hadn't even signed yet. And Bob Griever was he interviewed the artist yet, and I heard a story that Bob Griever was telling Johnny Martinez from Capital EMI. He's like, the biggest thing I regret in Tejano music. He told that to Johnny. He goes, what was that? Not signing Eddie Gonzalez. I should have signed that kid. That was his biggest.
and in those days
Regrets.
there was a lot of labels. I remember Arista Records and
Yeah, all those labels were there at the Rosedale Park wanting to sign me up, man. Like, I was young, a kid, man. I was always, like I said, I just turned, I was only 15 time. I was just about to turn 16. I was like, okay, I don't know what to do.
so how does
I
that
just, I
feel
just want to sing.
for a teen? How does that feel for a teen to, I mean, you go from an
It's
unknown and all of a sudden, I mean, you just boomed right off the
it's
gate.
cool and everything, but as that the thing that messed me up is, when I was young, I didn't get a chance to do anything. Everybody was doing everything for me. We got this, Eddie. We got this. And you're young, and you don't know what you're doing. Okay, we got this. We got this. And now as an adult, I'm like so used to that. Like they're gonna help me out. They're gonna help me out. And and I had to tell myself, you need to stop doing that. You need to do for yourself. You need to get up and go outside and go get like walk, go get the mail or go outside and walk. Don't help somebody. You don't have to ask anybody to walk with you or you know go take these papers over there to the trash can. No, Go pick it up and throw that trash away, you know. And I'm just so used to everybody was doing things for me when I was young, and then you know how we took off so fast. The only thing I regret is that I wish that I was pushed more to do more than people were doing for me then, so that I can be the way. Because nowadays, like I said, it's kind of hard, you know. And then I had my surgery, and I my mind was set to I'm gonna get help. I'm gonna get help. But no, I'm here. I'm by myself, and I'm doing my thing now. You know.
Well, you look really good. You look really good
I
there.
was
So
thinking myself, I look a lot younger. I mean, I look a lot older back then. The thing that I got going old is my grayness, you know. And I
mhm.
still, I still wear my watch this, my shorts and my cowboy boots. That's
All
what I
right.
like to wear, man. Out here in Texas, that's what we wear. Like, shorts. Let me see if I get it. My shorts, right? Very good. Shorts and cowboy boots. That's what I wear. Hey
Well,
man, if I can, I mean, it's cool, man. I like I like my style. The dress shirts are nice and everything, but I like my nice slack shorts with my boots. Keep it going nice.
well, listen. Tell me about in your vast catalog of music. I mean, growing up, we heard all these songs, and we were, even to this day, we hear them and we dance to them. And what was it the trajectory of your career? Well, like, what was the big hit you would say of all your music that really stood out and come back into the
Um,
light? You're kind of dark
yeah,
there
let me
now.
get the light real quick. 'Cause I was trying to show you the song on my guitar.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
you know what? I think it's not the light. It's you know what it is. Okay, hold on a second. Give me a second. I know what it is. It's my
All right.
phone. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry, but yeah, the highlight, my favorite song, I think is I think it's Porque.
Oh yeah. Can we hear a little
Yeah.
bit about of that, Jonathan, real quick?
Okay, yeah. There, let me show you
I
about.
want. Well, I'm gonna have my producer play the song real quick so everybody remembers. I know everybody does.
Okay. All right. There it is. Yeah, got it. Yeah, that's the song right there. That's one of those that will never go away.
How does that make you feel when you hear it like that?
It makes me feel like a goal come true. Like, because I never wanted to be a one hit wonder, and I that night and I wanted always to have a song that would always play and people would always love. And I think that one did it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what that's a if they had the Hall of Fame for music for a song, that would make it in the Hall of Fame of songs.
Yeah. There's always that magical song an artist has. Maybe if you're lucky, you have one, maybe two or three. But I think, yeah, I agree with you. That when you hear that, Gonzalez instantly. So that's a great song. Thank you
And
for that.
the funny thing is, it's an old song, and many artists have done that song. And I was with you. I was in downtown doing a fanfare at Market Square, and at the time I was with Carmelita. She was from Sony, and I had finished the song and I did it right, and I got off the stage. She goes, "Eddie, you got to do that song." I was like, "Why? Did you hear the people singing?" I was like, "They were," because when I'm on stage, I'm just going with it. He goes, "Oh my God." He goes, "What did make you come to do that? What made you sing that little part?" He goes, "Whoa." I go, "Well, they do it on the song, the original song." He goes, "But you do it so different. You did it, and you did it other spots where when you're singing, you did like a song." He goes, "La- "Why pone las manchas pedazos, la, 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 no te da pena, mujer." He threw like a lot of the different things that, and that's what made it a song where everybody can sing it because everybody can be well, and that's going to be the hit. So I said, all right, I'll record it. And who knew that was the last song we put on that album? And it kicked butt.
Wow.
Actually, these Gustos 2 was the last song. It was one of the last ones. That wasn't even going to be on there. Those two
No.
songs, Por qué and These Gustos, they weren't even going to be on the CD. It's funny.
Well, it's really something to have you here on this show, Mi Gente on Air, and to be able to talk with you. And I think a lot of my guests or my listeners out there, they're probably saying, "Wow, this guy's really down to earth," and I see that, and I'm so happy to see. Sometimes you'll have an artist that it's really hard to talk to, but you're doing a great job, and I think
No,
people.
man, I'm just down to earth. I'm like one of you guys, and like I said, I put my pants on like everyone else does, and I gotta just be me, man. That's all I can do nowadays.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I just want to mention real quick on Angelica and Jess Vasquez. They're saying, "Hey guys, can't wait to see you in a few weeks." They're from
Yeah,
Saginaw here, and then we got Toyo Rosas. He's saying, "Can't wait, going to be a sellout here in Saginaw and in Holland. You're going to be performing at Holland in Holland, Michigan,
I'm gonna be like
Friday,
Holland.
Friday, May 5th, and then for the festival in Saginaw on the May 6th, and then at the Vault on May 6th that evening. So you got three performances coming up. Along with Stephanie Montiel, also headlining the 44th annual Cinco de Mayo here in Saginaw. And we're so excited to have you here with us, Eddie. And tell me a little bit about, how do you actually see the industry today as opposed to when you started in the 90s? Now you're celebrating 30 years in the industry.
Yeah,
Tell me a
wow.
little bit about
I see it. To tell you the truth, I really think it's. I don't know what's on right now. It's a lot of people are trying to do. I think the young artists are trying to find themselves,
Yeah,
find find something like what's going on in the of course the American like pop. They're trying to make the Hano pop. They're trying to get those beats with the Hano. Which is cool. I mean, I think different things are different, but you gotta always remember, it's Tejano. It's not hip hop. You know, you gotta have the accordion in there. You're gonna have a little bit of maybe the beat. You can switch the beat. But I don't. You gotta always put the accordion in there. Without the accordion, what is Tejano, right? I mean, it's just nothing. I don't think so. I mean, you can have your sax. I mean, that's why back in the day it was keyboards and trumpets, but it was Tejano, and then we moved up to synthesizers and all that other stuff. And then we moved up. Now maybe there is another part that we're missing at the Hana music, another instrument that we need to get in there. And who knows, might be the beat of the drums. That. And you know who had it? Selena was getting it, man. She had it going.
yeah,
She had a little
yeah,
hip hop going on there. So I mean, it's all this. Maybe like there's an artist called Juice World or something like that, and then he sings like no 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 no, no, which is cool. But maybe, I mean, I don't know what the younger but the Hano kids are doing nowadays. But hey, just don't forget, uh,
yeah.
stick to your roots because sometimes that just works, man.
Yeah, yeah. You mentioned Selena there. We're all big fans of Selena. Can you give me a quick Selena story with you and her?
Okay, hold on. Let's look at this. Beady bitty bum bum. You see it right there in my corner. Selena. I got a story for y'all. It's a great one. 'Cause I shouldn't say I don't kiss and tell, but I was 18 years old or something like that. No, I was 17 or 18, yeah. And we were playing at the Sunken Gardens, and I was opening up for her. I opened up around 2:30 in the afternoon because I was just starting, and of course she was playing at night, and she's out there singing, and she says, "I want someone to come sing with me this song." And she was looking at the crowd. Does anybody know this song? And then she looked back and she saw me, and she ran to the back, and I said, she goes, "Did you play today?" I said, "Yeah." "Do you know the song?" I go, "I don't know the words." She goes, "It's okay, baby." And boom, right on my lips, I got a kiss.
Yeah.
And I was like, Shackies. I didn't know what to do. I was just like, I on the wall, like, I just got kissed by Selena, and nobody saw. Because she was good. She didn't let nobody see it. I was a little punk for her. And then she just blinked her eye like that and like that, and then she walked back on stage, and I was like, "Oh my god, I can never. Nobody's gonna believe me that she kissed me on
So,
the lips."
so there's
But
no
hey,
proof.
she did it. That's the
You,
thing.
you have no
There's no
proof.
proof because only she. I had no proof, but she knew it, and I knew it. And that was our little secret, I guess you could say. It was badass. It was
That's
badass.
awesome. That's an awesome story. Well, we're gonna go into commercial real
It
quick,
wasn't
and
like an old makeout or anything like that. It was just a little peg right here. But hey, guess what? For me, it felt like forever because
yeah, we'll be right back to talk more with the one and only Eddie Gonzalez, and we're gonna talk about life, music, as well as him coming to Saginaw to headline the 44th annual Cinco de Mayo Parade and Festival. So we'll be right back on Mi Gente on Air.
I'm also an artist. Check it out. I paint horses. See that horse? Yeah, I like to paint. I was working on that earlier. I like to paint a lot of stuff.
So we're on the live
An
stream
artist.
here on social media platforms, and I've got Eddie Gonzalez in the room with us, and he's a great interview, man. I didn't realize how down to earth you were, Eddie, and I love seeing that all that Tejano royalty and Tejano superstar that I'm throwing at you isn't getting to your head or anything, because truly you are one of those
No.
was in the heyday. But are you going to play some music for us live tonight?
Yeah, I was gonna do something.
All
Yeah.
right. All right. We got to make sure we do that uh on the actual show. So, but I just want to mention some of the folks here that are leaving comments. Roy Rosa says, my parents brought Eddie in Grupo Vida in the 90s at the CAC Hall in Saginaw. So does that ring any bells?
Yeah, I remember.
I think
Yeah, yeah, that was pretty much. I remember.
tell me this. Do you remember being in the parade at all? Because I kind of remember you sitting on the back of a car
Yes, I
with,
do. I remember.
yes, and it was
Yes, I remember. I remember waving in the parade. 'Cause
yeah, and you were
I
with
remember that when
who
he
was
did the
the artist?
Saginaw Eagle the casino. Well, Abraham Quintanilla brought me down there.
Yep, I remember that performance too. Yeah, wow. You have definitely this is
And I
probably
remember
like
the
your
parade
third
was like
time.
early in the morning. We were like,
Well, okay, so we're going to go back into the show, and I want to encourage all the listeners in the room. Leave your comments. We love it. We'll add it part of the show because that's part of what makes me gente, my people, in this show. And we're going to hear a live performance from Eddie Gonzalez. So tell your friends and family, get on. We'll be right back. We're going back into the show.
This is Gente on Air, WSPW.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Here in the media studios begin with Eddie Gonzalez out in San Antonio, and he's running the 44th annual Cinco de Mayo Parade and Festival at the Jolt Event Credit Union Event Park, along with Stephanie Montiel. And we're also going to have a performance of the two artists, Stephanie and Eddie, at the Vault at the after party after 7 p.m. So we've got double shows, and he's also going to perform in Holland, Michigan on Friday, May 5th, over there on the west part of the state. So we've got 3 shows where you can catch Eddie Gonzalez as well as Stephanie Montiel, 2 Tejano superstars that are coming to the Great Lakes Bay region and the state of Michigan. Isn't that wonderful? So Eddie, you had a great Selena story. Tell me a little bit about working maybe with the other artists, particularly Stephanie Montiel. I hear she's your friend. I talked with her father, and he said, "Man, it's been so many years." So, I mean, you really got a history of stories. I've
yeah,
heard.
we sure do. Me and Stephanie, we've been friends for a long time. Good, and I've always loved performing with her since I remember not even being signed with Sony. Me and her, we took a trip to New Mexico and we were teenagers, and we went to go sing with Ram and Etta. I remember that, and that was before even Sony years. So we played before, and And we always do well, man. We had a tour going together back in the early '90s too, and I'm just so glad that we get to jam out and get to jam out with her husband, Gabriel. And
Gabriel
he's,
Zavala.
he's a cool cat, man. I love that guy. Love that guy, man. And I'm glad that we all get along, and can't wait to just jam out.
Yeah, and it's amazing that you're both celebrating basically 30 years in the industry. She's
Yeah, because we,
celebrating.
we we both came in at the same time with Sony. I
Wow.
remember that.
And that's something, everybody. Listen to that history of Tejano music and royalty in the house. Like I
We should.
said,
I'm gonna tell Stephanie we should throw a 30-year anniversary her and I party.
yeah, yeah, we'll have it in Saginaw. You know,
Yeah.
Dolores Vasquez, she's saying, "What's one of your favorite foods so I can have it for you when you come to Saginaw?"
Carne guisada with cheese, please.
All right, all right. You hear that?
No, well, you know
Casino?
what? I like carne guisada with cheese, but I also like my chicken fried steak, and I also like my my mashed potatoes and cornbread and with a meatloaf. But I'd rather y'all surprise me and make me one of y'all's favorite food, as long as it's not pizza, because I'm not a pizza guy. Believe it or not, I'm not really big on pizza. Everybody's like, "What? You don't like pizza?" I like pizza, but I'll skip it if I have to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But anything else is good. It's good. I like fried fish, and but just anything was a surprise. I would love brisket barbecue. A barbecue in the backyard with some music, cold ones. What else can you ask for? Right?
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Well, you're known for your rapid style of accordion playing, dancing. Tell me, where does that come from? I've seen some recent concerts where you've been performing, especially this last weekend. Does that how does that make you feel? Knowing that that's your signature style and that you're still doing it 30 years later.
It makes me feel like, why did I do this for? Because man, now people just want to see me dancing. I'm just like, but I'm so old. I'm getting cramps in my legs. No, this is a story that what happened is, I had my surgery and it knocked me down a little bit where I can't move much like I used to dance, and because I'm still healing, and I believe it or not, I have an ostomy bag still that I have to reverse. And the other day I was at a show and this guy comes up to me and goes, dude, what happened with you, man? You're not the Eddie Gonzalez I used to know. You used to be jamming and damming and doing this, and I just picked my shirt up, and he goes, oh my god. I was like, what? I go, now you know why I can't move. I have an ostomy bag. I got a hole about this big that I still gotta protect. He goes, I respect you even more now for being up there and trying your to move a little bit. He goes, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that. I didn't know this. I said, you shouldn't judge a book by its cover before you read it. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
how they say that stuff. Because he didn't know, you don't know what's in the inside of it. You just see the outside looks all right, but the inside it might be damaged. And that's what I told him. I said I'm damaged. I'm healing still, but I'm still doing what I love to do is being up on stage and singing. And you know what? Even this, maybe this is a thing for me, but I always think of, everybody expects me to dance and be up there jumping up and down and crazy. I'm 47 years old now. I do get cramps in the morning. It's hard to get up, but I thought maybe Jesus or maybe God did this to me where I didn't do it on purpose, but something to slow me down on dancing and concentrate more on my vocals and singing, because that's what I've been doing lately. I've been concentrating in singing. I proved myself that I am the dancing cowboy. I proved to everybody that I'm an entertainer. I proved that I could be a showman. I want to prove to people. I don't want them to go to my concerts and say, I can't wait till he shakes his ass for this. I love the way he moves. I want them to say, I love the way he sings this song. I love the way he, sings this song. Which is it's something that I'll respect a lot. Don't get me wrong. If I hear a song that we're gonna play, I'm gonna move as much as I can. I'm gonna try it because it just moves me. My own music moves me. But if it's a slow song or a song that's meant to be to sing in my heart, I'm gonna do it. And it's been helping me out a lot with my vocals and concentrating more on like, okay, I'm gonna gotta sing this way, instead of saying I'm gonna move this way, this way, this way. But I still do my little left to right, shake it here and shake it there. But I want to sing to my fans now. I want them to hear my voice, hear me roar.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know what? I think if I think you're ready to do a little performance there. So I want you to actually move into the light. There we go. There, everybody's see Eddie Gonzalez, and let's hear you roar a little.
Cause you are the one for me, and I am the one for you. I love you. I said you're the one. I don't care what they say. Gonna love you today, tomorrow. Gonna love you forever, for the rest of my life. Porque eres tú para mí. Yeah, you are the one for me. Eres solamente, solamente tú. Yeah, you are the one. I am the one, baby, for you. You're the one. Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet. That's sweet. Very nice. Very nice. Nicely done.
Do you know that we got a Tejano song coming out pretty soon, right? A new one. I don't know
Yep.
if Troy told you.
I was just going to ask you about that.
Now,
What's next for Eddie
have you
Gonzalez?
heard it?
I heard it.
Have you heard
Tell,
it?
tell me, tell my
It's
listening audience,
awesome, right?
because it's going to be coming out right when you're here in Saginaw that weekend, right? The 1st of May.
Oh man, I can't wait. It kind of reminds me of when we first released these Gustos. This song was this crazy thing happened. I was in my house, and it was like it was cold outside. I opened the patio door in the back. As soon as my right foot hit the ground, the thought of that first part, "Esos ojitos," just came into my head, and I was like, "Wait a minute, I got something here." And so I sat down, grabbed my guitar, and I started recording it. And I was like, "Oh my god, I think I just wrote my next hit song," and it's just so awesome. It's got that beat where, it makes you want to dance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, and that's what we're used to coming
You
from
heard it? I haven't even heard it yet.
that's what the
You
privilege
heard the
of
song already?
Troy
I haven't heard
Castillo.
I haven't heard the mix yet. I've heard the song, but I haven't heard the mix.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you're going to be
How did it
performing.
sound? It sounded all right.
Mm-hmm. You're going to perform it in Saginaw, right? Maybe the first live performance.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, all right. Well,
It probably is. Oh yeah, it will be. It'll be the first one. But I haven't heard the mix yet. So at least we know that someone you already heard it. So
yeah, yeah. How privileged I am. Well,
yeah, he's hearing it before the artist.
any last
Only at Tejano, baby. Only at Tejano.
any last thoughts that you may have in regard to where you've been and where you are today? What would you tell that young 16-year-old Eddie Gonzalez that signing with the label? What would you tell him today, the Eddie Gonzalez of today?
I would tell him to go find Rock from If You Smell, from the Rock, the wrestler Rock, and tell him, hey, I came up with the eyebrow long time ago in Tejano. See that shit? If you smell. Wait, I could do it sometimes, but the light's kind of hard on me. There it is. Sorry. But yeah, no, I would tell that young guy, is like, hey man, everything's gonna be all right. Just take it day by day, man. So don't be so scared. Don't be so scared. You're gonna be all right, man. And if I was the young guy back then, telling myself now, you better fix yourself. Don't be right. You don't want to be doing this stuff. But I mean, I guess I can tell myself, you're gonna be all right. Just keep on, take it day by day, and eat a lot of fiber, because now you're gonna have to go to the hospital and get surgery. Damn it. Because that's what the doctor said. It was too many McDonald's burgers and grease because I didn't have enough fiber. My piece that they took out in the large intestine was always an 80-year-old person.
Wow. Wow.
You believe it?
Well, thank you for sharing that information.
Yeah, anytime. Anytime. So eat
Hey,
fiber, guys. Eat your
listen,
fiber, man.
yes, that's important. Eat fiber. I tell a lot of people that too. Val Blanco, she's on here. She says, "Saludos, Eddie." She says, with all the new upcoming Tejano artists like Grupo Asalto and Emmanuel J, do you see any new collaborations with you coming soon?
Yeah, I'm just a phone call away if they want to do something. I think we all four should go. I think them guys and myself, we should go on a tour or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how we do it, man. That's how we should all just go on a tour, man.
You're talking
And
about what
just
for? Oh, the four that
those
are coming
guys,
to Michigan.
yeah. Or we
Yeah.
should get a young group. Yeah, that would be awesome. I'll open up for all of them because
Well,
I'm bringing it.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
I don't. When it comes to being an opening act or a closing act, man, I'm gonna be doing what I do the best, and it doesn't make a difference if you put me in the middle, the end, or the beginning. Just
Wow.
go up there and do your show, and that's it.
Wow. Thank you for that
Do
because I
what
know
you were
that.
born. Do what you were born to
Yeah, I think
do.
I know that sometimes it is a problem for some bands that they want to be the closing act, or they don't want to go on first, and so that's
Man, those guys will learn in the future. You want to go on first, so that way you could go mingle or after you're done, man. Right? You go eat the tacos, go explore. You don't have to worry about it closing there. Because when they close, when you're closing the night, everything closes. You're gonna miss the whole party. It's not. No, just joking.
so. Tell me, Eddie, who are your influences today? Like, who do you see out there that may influence you, or you just think, wow, they've
Believe it
got
or not, my fans are my influences because they're the ones that without them, man, if there's nobody there, I'm like this, boring, but I still gotta play. But but when I see just one fan come up to the front of the stage and he's rocking with me, that one fan I can see, it makes me feel like there's thousands of fans there, and I love my fans, man. I love them so much because I need them there. They're like the gas of my car, of my soul. They're the gas of my soul to keep me going.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's a nice thing to say.
That's
Very
what he
nice.
did.
William Flores Sr., he says, can't wait to see you in Saginaw, Michigan. Mom and I will be there. So he's taking his
William,
mama to your concert. That's great. And Troy
ay, dime
Castillo, all the
prima,
way
su
out,
primo, todo.
Troy
What
Castillo
Troy
from
say?
San Antonio, he says, we're excited to see our fans. So thank you, Troy.
Yes.
Troy's the one who's setting up a lot of this for the Cinco de Mayo. And as we said before, Eddie's going to be performing at the 44th annual Cinco de Mayo festival during the daytime. And then he's going to be performing at the Vault over the former Florence Hall. He's going to have a performance in the evening. And then on Friday, May 5th, before all that, he's actually going to be in Holland, Michigan. So many Holland individuals come from Saginaw. We know we got a big population over there as well. So I hear ticket sales are doing really well. So we're really happy to see that you're going to be able to see Eddie Gonzalez and Stephanie Montiel on three different occasions if you like, but please come to the festival because we got all the food trucks and all the excitement, and I know Eddie's gonna throw down, right? Just
Hey,
like you
yeah, and
have.
if you guys see me walking out there, in a baseball cap, you're just don't hesitate to come up to me and take a picture or get an autograph because I'm down like that. Just come up to
uh,
me and say, "Hey, can I get a picture?" Now, if you see me eating some tacos, wait till I finish and then come up to me. No, no, no matter what, man. My heart is open to all that because that's my job. I got my fans. They don't get a chance to see me all the time. So if I'm around that area in the mall anywhere, come on here and shake my hand and take pictures. I'm down for that.
all right, all right. You hear that? You got it right from the horse's mouth. He is.
Yeah.
We've also got Andrew Cardenas. Cardenas, Andrew. He's from Saginaw, Michigan, but
Andrew, what's up? Yeah.
yeah, he performs over there in San Antonio. He says Eddie used to come jam with us when I had Camino Real. He would visit us at the Pulga and really get the crowd going. One of the first big artists I have had the pleasure to
Yeah,
see
man.
on stage. Thank you, Eddie. That's from Saginaw's own Andrew Cardenas.
Yeah, Andrew, thank you, man. I can't wait to see you, brother. Man, it's been a while, man. Since everybody says it's been a minute, I would say it's been about too long, too long.
Yeah. Well, what do
But
you
yeah, Andrew, yeah.
what do you have to say to your fans here in Saginaw for the as you're
No,
contemplating the upcoming show?
we're just be ready because we're going to bring a different show. My band that I have now, they're a bunch of cool guys, man. They're down to earth like me, and I mean, that's our name, Grupo Natural, the Naturals. That's what we are. We're just a bunch of natural cowboys, and the music that we're doing, we're not just doing. We do a little bit of Selena, we do a little bit of cumbia kings, we throw a little bit of mix of everything, a little bit of Fito Olivares. We got to, keep the crowd, we enjoy that kind of music, and they're always surprising me. The man, we do our country stuff. We do Tejano. It's just a big old capirotada stuff and music in there.
Well, that's really awesome.
So
where do you draw your inspiration today for your new songs that you
it comes from everywhere. I think though anything it could be from a movie, it could be from people just standing in front of me at McDonald's or at Walmart, or I could be at a bar and be sitting there and I could hear some people. I've heard people like talk about how big it's our anniversary, or hey, remember this when we first met. Just little one word could spark me a song up right away. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how crazy it is.
Well, we have Rebecca Torres on here as well. She's saying, Esther Harris, this sounds like so much fun. Cinco de Mayo party. So, well, like I've told everybody, we've got major artists coming to this area, and that really speaks to Saginaw, Michigan, as I feel the Tejano capital of the Midwest here, and I say that proudly because we've really got some nice artists that have been at the top and they're still doing it, like Stephanie Montiel and Eddie Gonzalez 30 years later. I don't know how long Bobby's been doing it, but I mean, that really speaks volumes to, your history as well as your professionalism, that you're still around and that you continue to bring us that music that we all dance to. And I know that I heard you this weekend, a group over here, Grupo Deseo, they're going to be performing with you as well at the festival. So you got three bands: Eddie Gonzalez, Stephanie Montiel, and Grupo Deseo from Toledo, Ohio, and they're going to be headlining the festival. So we're real excited about that. So, Eddie, tell me a little bit, if you will, what are you performing for, like in terms of getting ready for Saginaw? What do you and your band practice quite often, or because I know
I fly to Russia.
you fly to Russia?
I fly to Russia, and I ask, and I do what Rocky did. Get in a little cabin and start, singing by myself, real out loud, and it's like a boxing match and stuff. Go train for it.
Well, I want my listeners to know
Dog, you
that
believe it or not, the
you guys
guys
are
in the
driving up here. You're driving all the way to Saginaw from San Antonio. So I mean, knowing what you told us in your medical history and all that, and you're actually driving. So man, this guy's really standing out here and stepping up to the plate. So tell us about what you're thinking as
yeah.
you are about to descend upon El Norte in Saginaw, Michigan.
I'm just thinking about, there's a lot of things that are going through my mind. I'm just thinking about how if it's gonna be cold up there or not. No, no, I'm just thinking about. I don't really concentrate on much on my show because I don't like to, because I don't know what's gonna happen, and I think it just stresses you out. I think I just, I'm just thinking about the people I'm gonna meet, the new memories I'm gonna make, and the fun time I'm gonna have out there, and just I'm thinking about all the fun we're gonna have. Believe it or not, that's what I'm thinking about.
Well, that
I'm just always positive. Think positive things. Don't ever think bad, negative, because then it just brings you down. So I'm always thinking about the great stuff that's gonna happen, man. Which it
well,
is.
I want to read a comment from Angela Blanco. She says, Eddie is the same Eddie we saw back with Club D. Club D was a group that went down to San Antonio to cover the Tejano Music Awards. They were high school students. And she says, remember Natalia Cervantes, the interview she had with Eddie? Love his real joyful soul. See you soon, Eddie. So, wow, that was like 1998.
Thank you so much. Make me smile. Make my heart smile.
I think we actually have footage of that. And maybe
Really?
we'll have to post some of
Cool.
that old footage from Club D. And we had a show called
Lovely, I remember.
La Diferencia. It was called La Diferencia, and it was on public access.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, Eddie, it's been a real pleasure to have you here. 50 minutes went by so fast, and I'm
I
so
know.
happy that we were able to do this interview for the upcoming show. It starts the series of Tejano Superstar series that we're going to be doing here on Mi Gente on Air, and you're our first superstar, Eddie
Well,
Gonzalez.
guess
And
what? I'm
it's
gonna
just
be your first president of the United States. Vote for me whenever I run for president. This guy, I'm gonna be the first Tejano artist, first Tejano to be a president. President
all
Gonzalez. Vote for me. I'm telling myself that for the future. 20 years from now. Yeah, you never know, right? I'll make a
Yeah,
great
you never
president.
look what happened in the last 7 years. But listen, Norma
Yeah.
Yanez, she says that this interview made me a fan. So that is awesome. I'm so glad we were able to
Thank
have
you.
you with you.
Appreciate it. And like I said, if I did anything in the past, I did anything in the future to offend anybody, I was young growing. I was just, they make mistakes, and I was young and I wasn't thinking right. So I greatly apologized for that, and I just want to move on to now and just live life and love what you're doing, because that's all we have right now.
Yeah. Nicely
And,
said.
and I appreciate the interview. And man, I could do this all day. I think
All
I
right.
want to. Yeah, it's fun. I mean, just flowing with this like this is fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll have you back on here someday. But like Eddie said, what comes to mind, live, love, laugh, and I think that's just really what we're going to do when he comes for the 44th annual Cinco de Mayo Parade and Festival. Headlining with Stephanie Montiel and Grupo Deseo, Mr. Eddie Gonzalez from San Antonio. Thank you so much again, Eddie. We'll see you soon, May 6th, less than a month. And I really look forward to meeting
God
with
bless
you and
y'all.
hanging out, enjoying life. So thanks so much. Thank you, everybody, for being with us again here on Mi Gente on Air. It's always a pleasure, and I'm going to have this series here starting Tejano Superstar series. So next week, we've got another one coming, and tune in to see who that is. We'll see you next week. Hasta luego, everybody.
Laters. Jesus Christ. So we ready to rock and roll.
We're back live on the live stream, and Eddie's still with us. So if you've got a comment or you want to make or have a
Just my
question,
brother.
Eddie, he's right here with us, still with us. Hey, tell me,
Guys,
Eddie. You said "Por qué" is your most memorable that song that kind of really did it for you and all. What is some of the other memories that you might have with some of the other songs? What comes to mind?
well, these gustos. I remember that when it first came out, we were traveling towards. I guess I think we are going towards Michigan, and we're just leaving San Antonio, and KXTN they break it out, and we're hearing it on the radio for the first time, and we can't really hear it because it's breaking up. So we're like on the side of the road, on the access road, going real slow to catch it. We finally catch it, and we're like jumping up and down. We're on top of we had a 15 passenger van. We're dancing on top of the van, jumping on top of the van, like literally standing on top of it. And everybody's passing us by. We're like going crazy, like yeah, I'm happy. And that song really changed our from one day to the next. We were so popular in a band. We were in. Like
Wow.
it's like it was like nobody knew us, and the next day the whole world did.
Yeah, yeah, and you're so blessed to be able to experience something like that because very few people do. Of course, musicians, and it kind of reminds me of when in the Selena movie when they hear Selena's number one for the first time, and it's just awesome. But hey, if you want to play something on the guitar again, go right ahead. We're just on the live stream here, and we're not in the show, but the live stream on Facebook and other social media platforms. So if you want to play something, fans are listening.
Sure. Okay. There's a song called Superman. Girl, if you gave me the chance, yeah, prove my love to you, give you my heart and soul. Girl, if you gave me the chance, yeah, prove my love to you, baby, there's no doubt. Yeah, you were born for me. Yeah, and I walk a million miles from the deepest oceans. I walk through hell and back just to prove my love to you. Girl, I give you the stars, give you the moon. I'd even be your Superman. I'll fly around the world for you. If you gave me the chance, you're set to Superman. Gave me the chance.
Gracias, gracias. Wonderful. Okay, thank
No,
you
no,
so
no,
much again, Eddie Gonzalez. We're May 6th in Saginaw, May 5th in Holland, Michigan. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in
thank
and being
you.
with this interview with one of Tejano's greats, Eddie Gonzalez.
Thanks,
Adios.
y'all. I gotta go.
Thank
I'll
you.
see you out there.